Hey everyone, this is Lisa with Tech PAC. I'm going to talk a little bit today about technology in the 2018 election and a little bit about Tech. So let's get started. So the 2018 cycle was a great cycle for the Democrats. They flipped 7 governor seats, they took back the U.S. House, and they flipped 300 GOP-held state legislative seats across the country. They did it, and they relied heavily on technology and data like never before to energize and engage people. Old methods of communication don't work as well as they used to. As we go to the younger demographic, they don't answer their doors, they don't have a landline, and they don't watch cable TV. In fact, in 2016, under 30% of the millennials said that they were directly contacted by a campaign. Look at these numbers. Things are changing. The eligible voters. The largest block is getting younger. They're under the age of 53 as the older ones are starting to leave. In 2014, 21% of those ages between the ages of 18 and 29 got out to vote. And in 2018, 31% got out and voted. 10% increase. How do they vote? Democrat. 67% say they vote Democrat, 32% say they vote Republican. Houston, we have a problem. So what happened after Trump was elected in 2016? We started watching some progressive angel fund start up, and some of them were started, one of them was started with Barack Obama and some of his friends. And they raised millions and millions of dollars. And what they did was they funded tech startups that were building progressive apps. They had an incubator, so the startup didn't even have to have an office. They didn't have to have money because the angel fund handled all that for them. Once they were done with their applications, they had a demo day, and the angel fund started to help fund them, brought in all the leadership from the Democratic Party from across the country for the demo day. So they didn't even need a sales force. Their customers were brought to them. They have a tech directory where if you're progressive and you're running for office, you can go and pick out the tools you want to use. You don't even have to search for them. So what happened after this? At the midterms in 2018, each part of this landscape of a campaign, you have messaging, voter engagement, voter activation, and activists getting started, fundraising, data, research, all those different pieces. And all of these little logos are technology, software. There are 120 Democratic specific, developed by Democrats and deployed only to Democrats, 120 of them, and only 40 Republicans. We even found an organization called Tech for Campaigns. It was actually started by the CEO of LinkedIn. And when we started watching them, they had 400 volunteers. By the time the midterms hit, they had 10,000 volunteers from the tech industry that were using digital tools to influence election. I found them on a crowdfunding source called Indiegogo. And they had raised almost $300,000 to help fund this volunteer organization of tech people across the country using digital tools to help the Democrats win. When you look at this map, it indicates that the Facebook, now this is only Facebook, who was the leader in interactions? Pete Stauber up here in the 8th. They did a good job. The Reds are Republicans. And this is interactions more than their Democratic opponent. Look at this. This is Paul Ryan's seat in Wisconsin. There was 318,000 more Democratic interactions than Republicans for Paul Ryan's seat. Steve King is the only Republican left in Iowa. You can see the other activity going on in Iowa. California, Southern Florida, look at Texas, the East and the West. It's kind of frightening. So let's talk a little bit more about one of the apps that we've been following. It's called Team, and it's a person-to-person influencing field organization app. And what it does is it helps a campaign unify and amplify their message. but it looks organic. It starts building a hashtag organization with friend-to-friend conversations on text messaging and Facebook messaging. Maybe it's Snapchat, whichever your social network is. So you go to the App Store, you download Team, that's the name of the product, and the first thing that happens is it says, put in your zip code. So I put in 55044, and then it comes up with campaigns saying, do you want to work on the Dean Phillips or the Minnesota DFL? You pick a campaign. The next thing that happens is it says, hey, can we look at the contacts on your phone? If you say yes, then that takes your contacts, they run it into the what's called the van. It's like the Republican data center, but theirs is called the van. And then it comes back saying, here's the contacts that are Democrat that you should start messaging to. The campaign sends you curated messages, and those people that have downloaded the apps then start communicating. This was developed or deployed in 2018. Here's a map. The darker blue states are the higher concentration of where this was deployed. And I started looking at campaign finance reports. Angie Craig down in the 2nd Congressional District, Dean Phillips in the 3rd Congressional District in Minnesota, Planned Parenthood. Now, I know of a race that took place in the 3rd Congressional District. It was a Minnesota House seat, and it was an abortion doctor that was running. I bet you anything Planned Parenthood deployed this product to that abortion doctor, and she won. The DCCC, which is the Democratic Caucus, they were spending about $20,000 a month for this app, and I know that they were deploying it across the country. $20,000 a month. The SEIU, think about this. How many members do you think the SEIU have? And when they download the app and it says, can I use your contacts? And then it comes back and says, okay, here's the message you should send to your contacts. The power that that has is just amazing to me. So we decided to overlay information because we found a lot of interesting pieces. So this is the map of the Team app, the one we just talked about, and you can see where the heavy deployment was and those heavy dark blue states. So then we took the dots from the social media penetration and overlaid that. Look at how closely they align. Now some of it, the pictures were different sizes, so they're a little bit off, but you see the idea. Here's the metro in Minnesota, heavily blue. Heavily blue. Paul Ryan, they have a lot of white dots there. They have a lot of white dots in the metro. They have a lot of white dots down in Florida, or in Texas and Florida, California. So they nicely overlay. Then when you look at the increase in youth vote and put it on the map, look at Minnesota. We had an 89% increase in the youth vote in Minnesota, and we lost big. These are all, some of these are just amazing to me. Montana had 130% more youth vote. So the next thing we overlay is those seats that were flipped from Republican to Democrat. Iowa, they have Steve King. He's the only one left. Wisconsin, I'm sorry, not Wisconsin. Washington, Colorado is now all Democrat. Texas, South Florida, Pennsylvania, Georgia. Now, if you think about all of this data together, don't you think it makes sense that technology is influencing those elections? That's why we started Right Tech PAC. And Right Tech is going to, we have some technology, but we're going to build some more. We're going to build a competitive product to the team for Republicans. Then we're going to deploy technology as an in-kind contribution to candidates. And we're going to support those candidates with technology. So that stack is really the Buzz 360 platform, which is email, websites, person-to-person text messaging, some other tools in there. Along with Antidote, which is a fundraising platform, we're going to be building an interface to Advantage, the Walk app. And then we couple that with the data from the data center. And it's going to be deployed to first-time and emerging candidates. Let's build a bench for the future. So we're going to be deploying technology to school board, county commissioner, city council, first-time legislators that have not run before. So they get the technology stack as an in-kind contribution, so they don't have to pay for it. Next, we're starting to recruit volunteers, and when we say we're recruiting volunteers, we're looking at college Republicans, young Republicans. We started talking to them. They're really excited to do something different to help. And those volunteers are going to be helping candidates with their technology, building their social networks, and even recruiting more young volunteers. It's pretty exciting. So the benefits are really amongst everyone. The volunteers stay engaged. They can get internships if they're in college. We're applying for internships for them. They do things they like. They can do it from their dorm room, or they do it on their phone. They don't have to give up Saturday afternoon to go door knocking. The party, they have a benefit because it helps them recruit candidates. They have a better chance of winning. And in redistricting that's coming up, it's a huge issue for us. We have uniformity. The candidates hit the ground running. They can start fundraising right away, and it helps them win. The right tech stack, when you look at 2016, 2018, first-time candidates were 4 times more likely to win their races. That's pretty impressive. So what we're doing right now is we're fundraising. We need donations. We need donations today. If you can spare $10 or $15 or $100, you can go to righttech.us and donate today. We also have a form on there if you want to get involved. We'd love to have you involved. We look forward to talking with you. And thank you. And my name is Lisa Schneegans, and my phone number, you can reach me at 612-507-1303. Thank you.